And women today, like the modern women, they want the aesthetics of what a man is, but they actually don't want a man because they don't want to be submissive. And I know that's a word thrown out there. Women get scared of
And
that.
explain what you mean by submissive for those unaware.
Submissive as in respect, being the peace, the calm, always, right? So if a lion is roaring, you have to learn how to quiet.
What's good, YouTube? This is KB LaFleur. You can call me KB. Welcome back to another video, man. We got something pretty good, man. We got a pretty good discussion, man. You know, man, look, of course we got to go through the comments because the comments are funny, but it also can be very relatable and it can validate a lot of points, right? So, man, look, before we even get into this, man, do me a huge favor, leave me a like, leave me a comment, leave me a subscribe. So I just happen to be scrolling on Instagram and I just happen to see this video, man. And of course, what this sister says is so profound. It is so profound, man. So we about to go ahead and break it down. I think this is something that a lot of ladies can definitely learn, right? Learn from, man. And see, the thing is, man, and see, you see how natural, right? You see how beautiful this sister looks, right? Just off the strength of, right? But when I even saw this stuff on the timeline, right? When I saw this video on the timeline, just off the strength, right, of it looked like, man, she just smelled like cocoa butter, man. I mean, like the face is just glistening, it's just natural beauty. I mean, right. I mean, goodness gracious, man. Like, man, you can't beat that shit. You can't beat that shit. You can't beat a sister with natural beauty. So you already knew, man, just off the strength of how she looked, man, she was about to spit some facts. She was about to go ahead, man, and let some sisters know. And lately, man, we've been doing tons and tons of videos of sisters, man, you know, advocating for men, you know, tons of sisters, man, just speaking common sense, right? A lot of times it has nothing to do with men. It's just, man, listen, like, sisters, we got to do better. Right. And this is what I love. Right. This is what I love. We need to see more sisters like these sisters that I'm covering, man. So listen, do me a huge favor, leave me a like, leave me a comment, and leave me a subscribe, man. Like I said, yo, let me know, man, if this sister is just speaking BS or is she stating some facts? Is she stating some facts?
And women today, like the modern women, they want the aesthetics of what a man is, but they actually don't want a man because they don't want to be submissive. And I know that's a word thrown out there. Women get scared of that.
Explain what you mean by submissive for those unaware.
Submissive as in respect, being the peace, the calm, always, right? So if a lion is roaring, you have to learn how to quiet, you know? So it's just like women don't want to be submissive. Women don't want to be corrected. We're the only nation of women that say they don't need a man. And you have all these other nations, those women aren't saying that because they know the greatness and the importance of a man being around, not just financially, but for beyond that. It's beyond finances. It's for the structure. It's for the balance.
I mean, just beautiful, right? Just beautiful. And then she's soft spoken, right? I mean, even the laugh. Oh, man. I mean, dude. Man, where my Jergens at, right? Where is my Jergens? Somebody give me some tissue. But on a serious note, man, this sister is speaking facts, man, right? And just to go back to where she is saying that, hey, man, a lot of your sisters don't want to be submissive. A lot of you women don't want to be submissive. And she also brings up the fact that literally this is the only nation of women, man, who sit over here and down their own men, trash their own men. But once again, these would be the same ones to push the narrative that a lot of your black men don't protect black women. Try to push the narrative that, hey, man, you know, black men just sit over here and ignore black women. Right, especially, man, when that brick lady situation happened. Right, look how bad that was. Right, look how much smack a lot of brothers took. Right, a lot of brothers took just off the strength of a woman making a false allegation. And as you said earlier, where a lot of your women pretty much cherry pick. Right, they cherry pick the qualities that they want out of men. Right, they want the aesthetic of a man, but they don't want what really comes with a man, right? And this is an issue that I've had plenty of times where they're saying, man, you know, I want a man, but then, hey, guess what? I want a man, but here are some of the things that I don't want. I don't want a man to be controlling, right? Even though the man is sitting over here trying to make sure he takes care of his woman, right? To make sure he take care of his woman, to make sure that she is not put in any position that she does not want to be in. But hey, well, we want to take that out. That's not protecting, that's controlling, whatever. I'm gonna come up with whatever excuse I can come up with so I can do what I want to do. Pretty much, you're building a imp. You're building a blue-pilled guy, right? Where, hey, you know what? I'm going to defend my girl whenever she wants me to, right? You know what? Hey, man, there's women up here, you know, and my morals are down here. It's sad, right? It's sick and sad. But this is the type of mindset a lot of your women carry today. And they think they're going to get the men that they want when they're not. Can't cherry pick qualities. Because once again, man, if you're going to want to get a man, you're going to need to be a submissive woman. That's just point blank, period. But the fact that a lot of your women today try to push off a false narrative or push the idea that, hey, man, men just wanting you to just be, you know, a traditional woman or a submissive woman, you know, that is somehow, some way demeaning women, somehow, some way putting women down. I don't see how. If that's stopping you from doing what you should be doing in real life, then I don't know what else to tell you. I think this is something that just needs to change. This is something that needs to change because once again, if you think guys are just going to sit over here and just accept women trying to be independent, the sad thing about it, you got a lot of sisters who are saying we don't need men. We don't need men to have kids. We don't need men to have this. We don't need men that is going to bite you in your tailbone sooner or later. Of course, you got to read some of the comments. Someone says, any woman who says she does not need a man should not be protected. That's just a fact because once again, how the same thing, brick lady, the biggest thing with the brick lady, right? How can you sit up here and say you don't need men, right? How can you sit over here and say that, you know, these black men didn't protect you because somebody threw a brick at you? Yeah. Even though we already know that's false. But the fact that she made that video, right? As if we wouldn't see videos of her literally saying, hey, well, you know what? We don't need men. You know, women are better than men. Yeah. I mean, you're sitting over here doing all of this glorifying of the sisters and of women. And you're saying you don't need men. But then what happens, right? When somebody hits your ass with a brick. Oh, well, you know what? These guys didn't want to do anything. You see how contradicting your women are today? Somebody else says, why is he the only one that needs peace? Somebody else says, government made women believe they don't need a man. They fell for it. Somebody else says, ma'am, it's because these men nowadays do not want to be men. Not all of them, but a lot of them. Don't chew me out over facts. And once again, it's not facts because most of your men want to be men. But the fact that we are living in a society where they want to feminize men, the fact that we're living in a society where most of your men are raised by women who are open-minded and accepting to the society that we are living in today, where they accept the ABCDE, the LGBTQRST, right? That community where they're pushing that type of agenda. What makes you think a lot of your boys want to be men today? When you having women fighting your fathers, fighting your men from being positive, from being male role models. Well, if that's what he wants to be, then you need to allow him to be that way. That's not the type of thinking you should have, especially for a little boy. But when you sit over here, man, you pick wrong, man. You pick a Pookie, you pick a Ray Ray, and guess what? This kid grew up without a man. He's sitting over here raised up by a woman his whole life. Guess what? He's going to take a lot of feminine traits, or he's going to take a lot of traits of an imp. And this is where you get your cotton candy guys, right? For the most part, a lot of your men want to be masculine. A lot of your men want to be men. But the fact that also a lot of your women sit up here and say they don't need men. They want to sit over here and say, hey, well, you know what? They're stronger than men, this and that. A lot of your men are saying, you know what? If that is the case, let's go ahead and see how equal y'all are to us. So, of course, a lot of your men, guess what? Don't want to be chivalrous because guess what? Your women are not feminine. Like, it goes deep, right? It goes deep. That she does not want to address. Somebody else says So, so somebody says, and so somebody says this in response to what this lady just said. It did not start today in the Black American community. The Black American woman lost her way a long time ago. Take a look at the Asian community, the Indian and Arabic community in the West. It's a different ball game. One indication of how successful they have been at building their homes with structure is the homicide rate within these communities. It's almost non-existent, but every day a black boy dies in the hands of another black man. Charity begins at home. Somebody else says men cannot provide or protect something that they have zero control of. It's just in our nature. We are fathers. We cannot be romantic or sexual active when even nice to a woman who is challenging and controlling. When you fall to control one, you run up and say men of today, they don't want to be men. Fold up. And it's just facts, right? It's just facts because once again, it starts with the mother, right? It starts with the mother, and of course, it starts with the parents both, right? But it starts with the mother because you pick who becomes a baby father, right? You pick who becomes a father. So if you sit over here seeing Pookie and you're saying, well, you know what, I think he could become my baby father. What do you expect, right? What do you expect? Now you probably sitting over here about to raise a child, right, on your own. Guess what? You're sitting over here saying you didn't need a man, but now fast forward, you have a kid. You see how hard it is to take care of a kid. And all of a sudden, you're sitting over here saying, where's the guy at? The guy that you drove away, the guy that you didn't even fully vet because you just didn't care. So, guys, y'all tell me, man, how do y'all feel about this, man? How do y'all feel about this? Do me a huge favor. Leave me a like, leave me a comment, leave me a subscribe.